Hello, today I'm gonna test the Atmega 32A development kit from Protostack. It looks like this. And at first I didn't quite understand what it was. I thought it was a kit for microcontrollers where you got like a microcontroller plus some components so you can make different circuits. But then I started reading the manual and I realized that's not what it is. This is a microcontroller kit where you get a microcontroller, you get the components to make the voltage supply and the connectors for a programmer. So it's basically a board where it's a kit where you get everything you need in order to develop with a microcontroller, and then you have this awesome board where you can connect your own components. So I'm gonna get it out of the package and have a look at it. So here you can see the board. So it has room for a microcontroller there, and an area for a programmer, and a voltage input here. So in the bag it's a voltage regulator so that you can connect for example 12 volts and you will get 5 volts for your microcontroller. So let's try to solder it up and see how it works. The board comes with a good manual that tells you everything you have to do to solder the board correctly. So I'm just gonna follow the manual and see how it goes. We'll start with the microcontroller, and we're gonna use an IC socket for the microcontroller so that we will protect it from the heat from the soldering, and also it's easier to change the chip if anything goes wrong. So let's start. Right, now we have everything connected, everything is soldered up. So let's try if we have power on the board. So I'm gonna use a 9-volt adapter. I'm gonna plug it in here into the board. Then I'm gonna plug the other side into the wall, and let's see if the LED lights up. And yes, it does. It's very hard to see in this light, but it does light up, so that's good. Alright, to see if the board works I have to connect it to a programmer. The Protostack board has a connector for the ISP programmer in system programming. I don't have that kind of programmer, I have a JTAG programmer. So to be able to connect the JTAG programmer, I have soldered 4 wires to the board, as you can see here. And it was super easy to connect the programmer because you have all the ports are labeled and nicely drawn out here on the board, so I could just connect it to the PC5, PC4, etc. It was super easy. And also you have these plus and minus tracks on the board, so I can connect my plus and minus connectors there, and then I connected it to my JTAG programmer, and it worked like a charm. I could read the chip ID and everything was perfect. To sum it up, the Protostack board is a really great board. Really easy to solder, really easy to get started with it, and even for beginners it's really good because you'll get all the components you need for a microcontroller, so you don't have to worry about all those stuff. You can get the board at protostack.com. I think it's around $23 or something, so check it out.